Hey everybody, this is JD's Mid-South RCs. Today I'm going to show you how to relocate your LED lights that we had to remove from the front because our servo extended past the bumper, so we can't have our bumper anymore. But we're going to put the lights in the body, and I'm going to show you what that's going to entail. And we're going to use as many parts as we can that we already have. So we're not buying new harnesses or mounts or anything. We're going to use the bumper that we're not using anymore. On the inside of it here, it's got the little cups that holds the LEDs in there. And we're just going to cut them out and relocate them on the truck. And you'll need an extender, just like we did for our servo, to put in here, and then I'll show you how to wire all that stuff up, make it nice and neat in there. But we're going to take old parts, reuse them, seeing as how we're not going to use them anymore anyway for this truck, so we can get our lights back. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the body. You remove the two tabs up here, obviously, and then we can take it off back here. It'll make it easier for us to work on things with it. So let's go ahead and get these off. There's the body off. Set the rest of the truck to the side because we're not going to need it right now. Now, if you look right here, it has little circles to tell where everything is. There we go. See them? I have a body reamer. You can use pretty much anything that'll put a hole in it. This just makes it so that it's nice and neat when I'm done. You want to find the most dead center spot in that sticker. And that's where you want to poke the hole. And then just push and twist until you get it the size that you want it. Now remember, it's a lot easier to take more off than it is to put something back. So go easy with it. I'm just initially starting it, reaming it out to the first initial circle that you can see on the sticker. Now on the back side of it, in here, it's going to have some burrs. If you've got a reamer tool, you can put it through the other side and it'll cut them off for you. If not, you can do it with a knife or a screw bit or whatever it was that you used to pop them with. Should be able to help get those off. But you want them off and nice and clean. That way everything sets up nice and flush on there. And just so everybody remembers, these are sharp, so be very, very careful with them. If you're not using it, put the lid back on. Set it off to the side so it's not in the way. You don't accidentally run into it or bump your hands. But there we go. We got the holes reamed. All right, now your bumper that you took off, you could, depending on how you took it off, I took mine off and left the mount inside. So it's easier if you take the mount off. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm just gonna remove this mount that's still in here. And then that's your front bumper mount. Set that to the side with extra parts that we'll might use for something else later, or help build a truck if you get enough extra parts. Now, get yourself a good set of dikes and side cutters. That's what they're called. And then you take, and on each end here, that's where your hole's going to be. That's the mounting place that you want. Now you can either use it while you got a good grip on it here with lots of parts and flatten out the front end. That way it sits flat and even in the truck, or you can do it after you get that out. I do it after I get it out. It's all up to you. But that's what we're doing right now. We're just cutting this little piece out. Okay. There's the end gone. We still have the other end to do, but there's the part that we're going to work with here in a minute. Let's go ahead and do that to the other side. Okay. Now, this piece of plastic, we're probably not going to ever use it for anything else. It does have some little mounting pieces and holes already drilled, so I keep them just in case I need something to modify or figure something out. But now, with this little bucket right here, let's see if I'll just grab it with these. Show you. All right, this little bucket right here, that's what you're going to cut out. Cut all this extra plastic off. Okay, got all the extra plastic off. Now I'm going to take and look at the angle of it and try and make that as flat as I can. Going around the diameter of it, cutting a little bit at a time. That way I'm going to make sure that I don't do too much. And that's one bucket done. And just repeat that for the other side. All right, once I've got them trimmed and they're fairly straight where they're okay, just remember, don't do the back, because the back has the little pins that hold the lights. To make it easier, take the lights and go ahead and put them in the buckets now, because it'll help you when we go to install it on the truck, and it'll even show you if you may have to do a little bit more trimming. But ours look good. Buckets are in. Now, those holes that you drilled with the lights, take yourself a bit of super glue, or, I prefer, this is the kind that I use, just because that's what I use, not because of any affiliations or anything else like that. Just happened to be the cheapest at Walmart that day. Just take you a dab, put it down on here, set these down, so when you look down in the hole here, you actually see the little lens. Hold it there. For my glue, it's going to take about a minute. Hold it there for a minute and it'll get hard. Then I can go move on to the next one. And then once that hardens up, you're good to go. Do one at a time. That way you ain't got tons of glue hanging out. Especially super glue, because this stuff dries really fast. Put that on there. Put my cap back on. Now when you put this in here, make sure that you do put it in here so that you're not putting it with both wires on the same side. You're going to put the other light on the other side, so you want to be cool with that. Here we go. We're going to put that in. We're going to hold it. "30 seconds is good for this stuff. It's in there hard, holding. I take a little bit more and just dab it around the perimeter. That way it just helps lock it in just a little bit better. Just in case we do a little bit of rough driving, they're in there pretty good. Repeat for the other side. All right, now that the excuse me, now that the lights are in, zip glue's dry. Bring our truck back over. Remount our body. I like to make it a little bit tight. That way the body doesn't flop up and down on me while I'm doing other things. There we go. Nice and even. Now I do have my other truck over here that we've already done as a reference. Turn that on, let you see. There's the lights for it. On and good. Okay. When we open this up, there's our wiring, charger, and what I did was I put 3 zip ties in it just to hold the wires up and out of the way so everything's nice and easy and you can open and close it fairly decently. Okay. But as you can tell, pick this up here. I did 1 zip tie right here. That's holding the servo wire. That's right here. The battery wire. That's right here. And the motor wire. That's right there. That's holding that. That's holding all those. Now this zip tie with the with the servo, I ran it through this one and around to this third one, and then that goes back to the ECU. Now the lights are on an extension that comes down through this one, wraps around to this one, and then into the servo. You can see that. That's how we did that. Oops, I dropped the lid. That's how we did that. Everything kind of stays nice and tucked in there. That way there's nothing that falls out right on the wheels or anything like that. And that's exactly how we're going to do this one. All right, there we are for the wiring for this truck. This one I only ended up using 2 zip ties because the extension that I had was a little bit different length than the extension I put in the other truck. So depending on how many wires you have will determine how much you gotta reroute it and zip tie it up. But it does look nice. Headlights are in. And now we have LEDs.